Welcome to another episode of Sippin Sports. We are so excited today because we have Brian Werner here from Prospect Wire. This is definitely a unique situation because Brian and I are just a client and a DMO, but we haven't even contracted an event yet. We're just good friends and prospecting Prospect Wire pretty much, which is the clever title of today's episode actually. So I just wanted to give Brian obviously the opportunity to talk about a little about himself as well as your company, and just kind of get into kind of the process of from start to finish about what works well for you starting a new event, developing an event, maintaining an event, and all that kind of stuff. So take it away.
Well, I appreciate you having me, Abby. And again, it's great to be back in Utah. It is kind of a unique situation where I was already going to be in the state and everything. And nice to come down here and kind of meet with you in person.
For sure.
And talk. But yeah, so a little bit about us. Prospect Wire started back in 2004. Fast forward, we started in Florida, got out of Florida in 2011 and everything, and started branching out and expanding. Started in Arizona, eventually California, and now in one-off states all around the country and everything. We basically run travel baseball tournaments for the 13 to 18 travel ages. We run some showcases, some specialized kind of tournaments and events and those kind of things. And we're currently in the process of expanding our schedule. Last year we had an opportunity to come to Utah for the first time and run an event up in Ogden. So this is our second year. We're running that event this weekend and everything up there. So we have more teams this year, and that usually tells us that we've kind of found a good niche, and now we're looking for where else we can go to. So we're down here in Provo.
Down here checking things out, and we're kind of in the middle of a site visit, and Brian has been a very loyal and kind fan of all of Utah's DMOs and sports commissions and all of that kind of stuff, so we're very appreciative of you, even regardless of not even officially having a meeting, still being able to hop on this. So I kind of wanted to kind of recap our history just as far as how we met. I know for Explore Utah Valley specifically, the sports market didn't really have a designated sports sales manager. It was kind of just a small thing. Then with the development of the Epic Sports Park, and also just, with sports tourism growing as much as it has, and Utah getting on the map with the 2034 Olympics and everything, it's just exploded like crazy. And so my position was created. I know that Aaron Scott, my supervisor, our director of sales specifically, had already obviously befriended you and gotten to know you a little bit at some trade shows, and then we met from there. I think we met, did we officially meet in person at Connect or Sports
Connect in Las Vegas.
Connect in Las Vegas. And I don't know, I think that this is where I would love to hear, it might be a little risky, but what were your first impressions? What sticks out to you for somebody prospecting you for the first time for an event, and across the board, even just all of Utah, because I know you have a special relationship with all of us now, but walk me through what kind of stands out to you in those situations.
Yeah, so when I first, we'd never considered running an event in Utah before. I had gone to, mainly I've been in the business now, this is my 18th year in the business, and I had only started going to all these conferences a couple years ago. Didn't really know about the Connects and the sports ETAs of the world. We only attended ABCA and Teams because those were the two main places we felt we needed to be at. But as I went to my first Connect meeting, I had a meeting with Millie Oscathorpe and everything, who's now with Klamath Falls, and she brought me out here for a site visit. It was my first time coming to Utah, so I had a chance to see kind of the scenery and get a chance to see the fields firsthand, but most importantly see what every field has in its backdrop, which is your mountains and everything. And when we're looking to do an event, we look for places where, number one, our competitors are not heavily scheduled in those areas and everything. We try not to invade on other people's schedules because it is a competitive world and all that. But at the same time, we also look for really good facilities that are in close proximity to each other, and more so, what do they get out of those facilities? And when you're coming to Utah, every view you have is of these mountains and everything. So it makes it a very good and very easy marketing opportunity for us to be able to say, come play in these great facilities while you're also looking at all these great amenities that take place that are around these complexes.
Yeah, and I love that that's kind of what gets your foot in the door is just like, let's just show you the view. Just like start with the view, and then that kind of leads into that further conversation.
Well, I was going to say, at this point in my career, I look at places where I go, where would I want to go play a tournament? What would be interesting about having an event there if I was playing in that tournament there, and or if I was a parent bringing my kid to an event there? Is there something to do beyond just being at the ballpark? And every one of these cities you guys have here in Utah has been amazing at what they produce off the field as well. It's always a great experience everywhere we go. So
yeah, and specifically like today's site visit, I know last year when you came down for a little bit, we checked out Lakeside Sports Complex, and obviously that facility is unique and is specifically for younger youth athletes. Specifically, I know you're looking at doing more of youth baseball events, not necessarily high school events, and that might be further in the future, but this site visit specifically was catered more to checking out the local colleges and stuff, which obviously we are unique, and we have 2 colleges within, you just drove it, 10 minutes distance just of one ride. So Utah Valley University, which I think is not as well known, which is unique, and then we've got Brigham Young University, which I think is definitely being part of the Big 12, and also just its history just being very well known throughout the area. But Miller Park specifically and the UCCU ballpark, both of them face those mountains. And it's just like, oh, okay, I am going to get distracted and get 3 strikes while I'm just sitting here because, hello, mountain, whatever.
Well, and in that particular case, Utah Valley may not be as well known outside of the area, but now all of a sudden they're going, they're obviously coming off a really exciting season.
I know.
Unfortunately, it ended the way that it did, but a very exciting season for them, and it kind of helps put them on the map and now more people will have a chance to know about it, and hopefully their recruiting continues to build. So
it was almost like perfect timing to have you come out to obviously have that relationship, and then if fingers crossed things work out, obviously, and if it doesn't, there's other alternative options. We can make an event happen. Your idea of this college showcase that you're trying to do is to have 2 universities that are relatively close to one another to kind of have this mega college showcase event, which I think is genius. And then on top of that, as UVU is growing with this momentum and like a great season like they just had, like to be able to partner with an event with BYU or whatever and get on the map with someone and your organization like Prospect Wire, it's just going to be crazy awesome. So we're super grateful for the additional marketing, I guess we could say, in love, because Utah County is definitely getting on the map more and more and more, especially with swig. Which, funny enough, that was he's gonna take a swig right now.
Take a swig.
Funny enough, Brian's first visit with us in Utah County last year.
1 year ago.
I said, I'm going to take you to swig. And I remember you were nervous to drink it. You and your wife, Lori, they were like, this seems kind of weird. I don't know. It was also like 95 degrees outside. Yeah. And we were just dying for a drink. And you actually liked it.
I did. It's fun. I'm not a huge soda guy to begin with. I don't drink soda at all when I'm at home. This is my only soda vice. And I was just I was just telling Kemper, they have one now in Florida, and it is literally in the middle of nowhere. And if I have to go to Orlando, I go out of my way just to pass
get one on the way
so I can grab one and everything. So
which is so nice.
I appreciate the addiction. Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's helpful. And then at like almost every single trade show, I remember it was Sports ETA specifically. We were, I think Tulsa, Oklahoma, literally opened a swig the Friday before the event, and we were just like, I'm gonna go drive 45 minutes in traffic just to go get one.
Want to know what makes a good partnership? This is what makes a good partnership. She went out of her way to bring me a swig at the closing party of Sports ETA, and I was walking around this closing party with all of our industry friends and colleagues carrying a swig around. So that's why we're still trying to do business together.
But I mean, it's also, every DMO has some sort of product or swag item or whatever that like helps them get the word out for them. Swig is in itself like on another level, I think, just because like it's already gotten so much attention by, the country, but also the world at this point. And for it to explode like this, it's like, cool, we have a clever little thing that everyone's going to be like, oh, where's that from? Utah County. I should call Abby.
I will say all of you, everyone in Utah does all of the demos do an amazing job of making operators like ourselves feel welcome when we get here, whether it's a gift. Like yesterday, Stephanie brought me a gift bag, over to our Airbnb last year. There was stuff waiting in our room for me. The jersey, I've got jerseys from you guys.
Yeah, it's a special crew, and I'm grateful for them. Like, we're all going together, like all of the DMOs together, to a Bees game tonight at the new Bees Stadium out in South Jordan, and our Rocky Mountain Collective event. Like, we always just try to work together because we understand that, like, if Ogden's having an event, it will eventually grow, and you're going to grow out to Salt Lake, to Utah County or whatever, and like everybody's going to impact from it. So why would we compete and fight over this when we can at least collaborate and work together on stuff? So
absolutely.
Again, super grateful. We're excited for today. We're excited to hopefully make things happen here soon, and we're grateful for your site visit and excited to get the ground running with some stuff. So
thanks so much
you again,
for
Brian,
me,
for
Abby.
coming.
I appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.